He was wild, fearless, and undeniably charming, a true rebel of the backwoods. Tickle, the unforgettable star of Moonshiners, became a legend for his outlaw spirit and good-natured grin. But long before his fame, there were warnings, whispers that something darker was brewing beneath the laughter and moonshine. Now, looking back, those warnings seem almost prophetic. What really happened to Tickle? And why do so many say we should have listened? We could easily spend that money, but Tim won't risk it. It could pay for this in an afternoon. It will take forever to finish. The American docudrama Moonshiners changed television history. The reality show dramatizes the lives of illegal moonshiners, keeping viewers captivated. One of the actors caused a commotion, making the show and himself more famous than expected. This video covers everything about Moonshiners' Tickle, which has garnered attention. In Cock County, Tennessee, lifelong friends and legendary outlaw shiners Mark and Digger visit Kelly. Television shows have created new stories to become famous for years. Moonshiners stood out and had many viewers captivated to their screens. Its prominence and popularity brought reaction and problems. Magilla Entertainment produces the Discovery Channel docudrama Moonshiners. The show follows illegal moonshiners in Kentucky and North Carolina's Appalachian Mountains. They highlighted South Carolinians, Tennesseans, and Virginians. The series becomes fascinating with a twist. They exposed the people's booze manufacturing, law evasion, and life. The show gained popularity. Things went wrong for them. Troubles and rumors increased with celebrity. It began with local officials claiming the presentation was a sham. No unlawful booze was manufactured by the show's characters, they said. The Virginia Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control stated in March 2012 that the Virginia ABC Bureau of Law Enforcement would have intervened if illegal activities occurred. They also said they asked the producer to add a notice stating the show was a drama. The request was ignored. The show's producers, Magilla Entertainment, say its documentary content is legitimate, despite the officials' accusations. Not only that, Tim Smith disputed officials' allegations in an interview. "Slow down," he said. "Virginia and probably elsewhere require witnesses and tangible samples of your production to be taken and evaluated." Late in December, bourbonblog.com informed Smith that this must be proven in court, and the arresting officer must testify. How can I get arrested for 5 years of moonshining? Moonshiners take several safeguards. I'm jumping the fence. I've retired. Yesterday's actions don't guarantee tomorrow's. The show's producer, Matt Ostrom, told Fox News that Magilla Entertainment, the production company behind the hit series Moonshiners, supports the docuseries and believes it accurately portrays the secret life of moonshiners and the law enforcement that captures them. Smith divulged many trade secrets while discussing the show. He became interested in moonshining after learning the art from his late father. Smith added that the taboo brew's illegality is part of its charm. "I think that's what draws everyone in, whether it's good or Tim Smith's moonshine. It may be John Dalton's moonshine, that myth of getting something. That boosts its value." Smith argued its illegality adds marketing value. Smith's first arrest was in a kindergarten, not for moonshiners. Growing up wasn't easy. He went through many ups and downs. Smith said he was 5 when his dad was raided. "I ran about trying to hide the moonshine before the agents entered the room where we stored it. My dad was arrested for moonshine in my first raid. After his dad was incarcerated, he continued moonshining like his father taught him. He researched this for about 50 years. Smith later admitted to sneaking around the law. Smith stated that all millions of moonshine queries are true. Since there are no bad questions and no proper answers, asking questions is fine. Getting those questions and answers mixed up can get everyone lost, but that's fine. Such is moonshining's mystery. What's happening is unknown. We sense a problem. Despite criticism, the show continued to air further episodes. The performance included Marvin, Popcorn, and Sutton at various times. The footage is from a Neil Hutchison documentary. Hutchison's 2002 documentary was released. The documentary was "This is the Last Damn Run of Liquor I'll Ever Make." PBS aired a documentary edited for television in 2008. It aired on the documentary channel as The Last One. Additionally, the show won a 2009 Southeast Emmy. ATF officers arrested Sutton in 2007 after the series. The offender was arrested in Cock County, Tennessee for unlawfully making booze and possessing a firearm. His 2009 prison term was 18 months. Sutton killed himself because of fear. He did that to escape federal prison. All these instances made some fans hate and distrust Moonshiners. They suffered more when many TV series secrets were revealed. Its false content made Mayilla Entertainment a disliked production firm. The show produced America's Worst Tattoos, Submissive Wives' Guide to Marriage, and Militia Rising. Mayilla Entertainment created several shows, but scandals have lowered viewers' expectations. On Lakefront Bargain Hunt, interior decorator Robin Corbile chooses between 3 residences. On Beachfront Bargain Hunt, Mayilla Entertainment suffered the same fate. This revealed their schemes. Producers typically temporarily decorate residences before filming, making scene reuse easy. Southie Rules, another Mayilla Entertainment show, was scripted. Every time, this made viewers lose hope in the show. This made people leery of Mayilla Entertainment shows. Mayilla Entertainment's Moonshiners producers soon gained public hatred. Rumors circulated that Jessie Tate was duped into starring on the reality show. Moonshiners' first season featured Virginia Alcohol Beverage Control Bureau Special Agent Jessie Tate. Despite viewers' observations that he never engaged with the Moonshiners or showed any interest in them, he was featured. The Bureau was furious when they disclosed that the creators had misled about their program. The Bureau said it had agreed to participate in an informational piece about Virginia moonshine and investigations. If Virginia ABC had realized the documentary's inaccurate representation of moonshine manufacturing, distribution, and transportation, it would not have cooperated. Jessie Tate disappeared after the first season, making issues worse. People thought it was a lie after his absence from the show. Supposedly, the show would have failed if it were true. Why? Arrest would have occurred. Reality show producers must tread a delicate line when depicting real crimes. Witnesses to crimes in the U.S. were not required to stop them. It happened on the show. Intervention, a reality show on A&E, followed a drunken woman as she got into her car and drove away. At that point, A&E wouldn't be responsible for her hitting someone. Their crew was only spectators and did not cause the woman to drive inebriated. A show could be sued if it intentionally endangers viewers. Another man settled out of court after being smacked in the face by a shoe during a confrontation on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. After this, his lawyer claimed the battle was staged and that the producers should have prevented flying stilettos from injuring onlookers. After allowing a violent housemate, Big Brother settled a lawsuit. The housemate threatened another participant with a knife. The producers were also liable for injuries caused by consuming illicit show booze because the stars were paid to appear. Let's explore some seasons. Tim and Tickle began Season 1 as partners. They searched for a moonshining place. ABC agents found counter-surveillance throughout their search. Tim and Tickle had never worked on the site. They operated there for the first time without incident until an emergency. A cop started an inquiry after receiving a tip. They struggled in the season when their equipment broke, and an intruder endangered Tim and Tickle's first moonshine run. Law enforcement agent Jessie Tate closes an unlawful bar that season. Veteran moonshiner Popcorn Sutton appeared later. Sutton demonstrates traditional moonshine production. Tim and Tickle repaired Tim's automobile in the show. Everyone knew Tim and Tickle were close. While talking and having fun, they worked on the car. The automobile was used to carry moonshine afterward. Soon after, a cyclone threatens their still spot. Moonshiner Tim adds a second pot to the still in late September. He wanted to double his profits. Accidents occurred during this time. 3 ribs crack as Tickle falls. But Agent Jessie tries to arrest people. Popcorn Sutton killed himself in the mayhem. Everyone was stunned by his passing. Moonshiners kept going. Tim and Tickle brew moonshine 24/7, earning more than Tim has ever made. Later, Agent Jesse reconnoiters an active still site. This ended Season 1. But people wanted more. They wanted to observe how the Moonshiners would do following the tragedies. Appalachian Moonshine Season began Season 2. Tim and Tickle tried to make moonshine. They worked harder and more passionately. Deputy Sheriff Chuck joins the force in Season 2. Josh and Bill's underground progressed throughout the season. Mark and Jeff established a new spot in the Highlands and built a copper still. Tickle tempts Tim back to their illegal site. With their busy schedules, Mark and Jeff remembered Tickle and Tim. They hired moonshiner Jim Tom to fix their still. Hunter Mark kills a wild hog. Deputy Sheriff Chuck finds an abandoned site after a hunting tip. Moonshiners face hurdles as the episode progresses. Jeff, Mark, and Jim Tom make moonshine during a Carolina storm. Josh and Bill are nearby during the storm. They suffered when a flood threatened their underground still location. Tickle intervened to rescue the day. The season was spiced up by moonshining arrests, a tropical storm, and Barney Barnwell's documentary. Tickle and Tim split in Season 2. Tickle unexpectedly leaves Tim and hires Howard as his still hand. Many who thought they were close were surprised by his conduct. After the recruitment, Tickle searches the woods for a new spot. Jim Tom, Mark, and Jeff work on their second still. 3 moonshiner did their best to produce barley liquor. Jim Tom later reveals he needs his wife and kid to handle the second facility. Although they were busy with business, Deputy Sheriff Chuck was investigating. Chuck asks a confidential informant about a moonshine drop-off site. Josh and Bill repaired their underground still site without noticing anything else. More unraveled as the season progressed. Tickle builds a new still about midnight. Tickle was thrilled. Unfortunately, someone else was furious. Josh is upset when he ruins the nearly finished underground still site. He was furious and sad over wasting years of work. Mark and Jeff also suffered. Selling some of their products in town was risky. Jeff's son Lance learns moonshine alcohol measurement from Jim Tom. Howard, his still hand, left Tickle alone. An intruder scares Howard and he disappears. Josh and Bill found poisonous black mold in their underground still. The wife and kid of Jeff built up a second still for barley scotch. Despite this, Deputy Sheriff Chuck continued his moonshiner quest. The season intensified when an enraged landowner found Tickle. Tim disguised his backup moonshine while this was happening. Josh and Bill brawl brutally at their new still spot. Mark carries moonshine by paddle at night to avoid detection. Josh and Bill light their still this season. Jeff, Mark, and Jim Tom manufacture George Washington-style rye whiskey while this is happening. Still, Tickle is sabotaged. Tim searches for 200 liters of valuable 60-year-old moonshine at the lake bottom in the show. When a robber steals their moonshine, Mark and Jeff attack him. This incident made everyone cautious. Moonshine is hidden in cattle manure by Mike and Tweety. Tickle interacts with Howard, his old still hand. Tickle asks Tim for aid with serious debt. Later, Jeff, Mark, and Jim Tom fight a yellow jacket nest at their still. When Cutie Pie is harmed underground, Josh saves her. Tim prepares to make legal liquor as the season winds down. Tickle puts their remaining illegal moonshine in an RV's water tank to sell to clients. Josh and Bill worry about their above-ground issue. The still was mold-free after extra repair and ready for winter use. Jeff, Mark, and Jim Tom run 3 stills continuously. Later, Deputy Sheriff Chuck arrests his season-long suspect. Ratings rose and viewers adored the show. This led to more seasons and spin-offs. Moonshiners received a 3rd season renewal in May 2013. That year, Discovery Channel said it will own Stephen Ragg Tickle spin-off Tickle. Later, on August 13, 2013, the series debuted. More spin-offs followed, and in February 2019, Discovery Channel debuted Moonshiners Whiskey Business. Whiskey Business, a Season 7 Moonshiners special, inspired the series. In the program, Tim Smith visits Missouri Ridge Distillery to save it. Moonshiners. Season 8 ended with 4 more episodes. The spin-off premiered March 13, 2019. Moonshiners Master Distiller premiered on Discovery Channel on March 3, 2020. Before Tickle brought gossip back into the show, it was fine. Let's examine Tickle's near-show impact. If you like the video, please leave a comment before continuing. Virginia's ABC has been monitoring Moonshiner Tim, who knows they may be anywhere. Famous show cast member Stephen Ray Tickle. Tickle lived true to his reputation for causing problems everywhere. Before his 3-year suspended jail conviction in Pennsylvania County Circuit Court made headlines, Tickle had played havoc on the show for years. Guess what? Tickle was caught with a sawed-off shotgun. What? How dare he? Get ready to be shocked as we investigate his crimes. Tickle was caught for a defective headlight at a traffic stop on July 12, 2015, shortly after his criminal conviction. He was tried in court after his arrest. Danville attorney Joe Garrett requested a suspended sentence in court. Joe asked for this so his client could market a legitimate distillery. Distillery sells alcohol in 19 states. Joe Garrett also testified that Tickle is the only guardian of his 15-year-old daughter. His attorney defended him in court and said Tickle has stopped drinking but occasionally tastes alcohol on Moonshiners. Aubrey Gordon, the Associate Commonwealth's attorney, defended Tickle, saving him. Aubrey testified that Tickle's criminal record isn't bad. He said most of his infractions were driving-related. Aubrey noted that Tickle had been convicted of a felony firearm violation in a hazardous court. After that, he requested the court to send a message that such behavior is not acceptable. Before his sentencing, Tickle told the court, "I'm a law-abiding person. My friend gave me that rifle years ago." Tickle told the story of keeping the shotgun in a shoebox in his closet until his friend died. In his testimony, he said he took the gun to give it to his friend's kid. Tickle apologized in court and said he quit drinking after his daughter asked him. But he added, "I taste occasionally to ensure quality. My daughter wants to live with me, but I can't support her in jail." Judge Stacey W. Moreau stated in court, "Sawed-off shotguns are unsafe. It was open in your truck cab. However, you have no significant criminal past." After considering Tickle's attorney's statements, the judge deferred the 3-year sentence if he completed 18 months of probation, paid court costs, and behaved properly for 5 years. She said you can leave the Commonwealth for work or with probation officer authorization. A convicted felon cannot own firearms, ammunition, or explosives. All agreed with the judge's decision. After the case, Tickle made news and numerous trial information were published. At his January trial, Pennsylvania County Sheriff's Office, CPLTW Eanes, testified that he stopped a black Dodge pickup for a broken headlight and found Tickle driving. He became more interested in Tickle after checking the DMV and discovering his suspended license. The officer said he saw a plastic bottle-made moonshine model in Tickle's truck seat when checking automobile. Another responding deputy, Pennsylvania County Sheriff's Department Deputy Justin Turner, discovered the sawed-off shotgun. Ains stated Mr. Tickle had a sawed-off 12-gauge shotgun in the truck's front seat. About 14 inches was the barrel length. The shotgun was visible. However, Ains informed the court that Tickle cooperated during the arrest and questioning. He said Tickle informed him the gun was a stage prop. Tickle, known for his silliness, joked when booked. Ains stated Tickle claimed his mother sewed him a pouch to carry the snake pistol, which was good. No one questioned him. Just opened up. Later, Pennsylvania County Commonwealth's attorney Brian Haskins failed to bring a Moonshiners film to prove Tickle's culpability. The judge upheld a defense videotape objection. His attorney also claims the weapons confiscation from Tickle's vehicle was unlawful. He testified that the officers apprehended him on posted private property without a warrant. Eanes added that Tickle took several minutes to stop in his driveway off U.S. Highway 29 after he hit his lights. Haskins noted that reaching base did not guarantee safety in tag. Investigator Shannon Edwards of the Pennsylvania County Sheriff's Office testified that he brought the pistol to the range to see if it discharged. He stated the recoil was huge. He hurt himself trying the gun. Edwards claims he hurt his hand because the breakdown pin and trigger were too close together. He said black duct tape held the gun's barrel and stock together. The evidence revealed the firearm was functional, Moreau ruled. He said that it could be shot, and that the defense had provided no evidence that the gun was a show prop. The sitcom was in its 6th season during the lawsuit. Free Tickle PR boosted the show's visibility. Tickle got into another legal trouble soon after getting out of one, surprising everyone. Find out. Recurring issue. After his sentence was suspended, Tickle was arrested again for drug use on probation. After hearing the case, Judge James J. Reynolds reversed the suspended sentence, but resuspended 2 years and 7 months. The judge sentenced Tickle to 5 months in jail. Tickle was sentenced to 12 months probation and 5 years of good behavior after his release. Becky Quarles, Tickle's probation officer, said that she had issued a serious violation notice on July 14th for his drug use. Quarles reported that Tickle signed the substance usage admittance form within 2 days. The officer claimed that Tickle told her he had relapsed owing to stress from his father's illness and low life expectancy. Lois Eileen Tickle, Tickle's mother, also testified that her husband had a health crisis in July. She stated he lost 50 pounds, coughed, and was taken to a pulmonologist. When the case heated up, his 16-year-old daughter testified in his defense. She stated her father is great. She said she was getting straight A's and that he was trying to help me with my schoolwork but didn't understand. Tickle testified that he had a substance addiction problem but had just sought help from Pastor Terry's correctional program. After prison, I plan to continue and help others, he stated. I'm serious about this, not for court. Tickle stated he hurt his daughter, family, and co-workers. I hurt the TV show's cast. Maybe I ruined their livelihood. After hearing from all sides, Judge Reynolds observed, everyone experiences personal and professional disappointments. You need strength to accept those things. You should not be triggered by them. Later, the judge advised Tickle to think like his daughter. He said, her grandfather is unwell and must deal with you. Even she had to stop you from drinking moonshine. She's smart and has a great future. After much judge advice, the matter was closed. Thoughts on this video? Are you disappointed in Tickle like others? Do you think he could have improved? Post your comments.